Hey everybody, welcome to Bura. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about Udemy's fourth quarter results and some stock technical analysis. All right, welcome back. So the first things first is that Udemy is going to report their quarterly fiscal results on February 9th, which is a Wednesday, and it's about 2 weeks out here. And so basically, if you want, you can check out the investors at udemy.com and you can maybe register here. Now, personally, we'll see what happens with this here. And I expect the results to actually be quite good, just because we had Black Friday, and I expect a lot of information. And of course, you'll hear everything about this, in my opinion, on it probably the next day. But anyway, let's take a look here. Well, as you can see here, things kind of went down and then we went up again. The whole market is not doing quite well today. So everything is kind of down a bit. The rumor has it that the Federal Reserve is going to raise rates by 50 basis points, which I think the market has only priced in a 25 basis point rate hike. So because of that, I expect these growth stocks to not do very well. Nevertheless, let's take a look at some of the technical analysis here. Now, there's a couple things to note. The first thing is that this is the hourly chart. Now, remember I told you there was a downtrend and it worked out pretty well, and then it broke up above it here. Now, as you can see on this hourly chart, there is a gap, okay? And usually what happens with gaps is that gaps usually fill 90% of the time or something like that. There's some stat out there that says, something along those lines, they get filled more often than not. So, but the question is, it could be 2 years, it could be 5 years, and of course it could be part of time where it's never here. But nevertheless, you can see that this downtrend was broken. And then, that's kind of what happens with downtrends. They eventually get broken here. However, if we go to the day chart here, okay? So the day chart here, as you can see, has not broken any trends, although it is really close, right? It's really close here. And this here, this particular candlestick here is technically bullish. If this turns green here, then you can expect this downtrend to be broken here. Otherwise, it's down, down, down. But the day has not been broken, but the hourly has, for the most part, been broken here. However, what could happen is that if selling pressure continues, then you can probably see more of this downtrend continue, and this might be an anomaly here. And of course, technical analysis isn't exactly foolproof. However, it is more of a roadmap here. Now, one of the things I'd like to mention here is, like, I see these downtrends, and you might think it's good for me. I'm kind of right about how Udemy should be set up in the long run. That's not what I'm trying to do or trying to say here. If Udemy gets delisted, that is a huge blow to the e-learning industry. And I own an e-learning company. That's not good for me. That really isn't good for me. Unless there is alternative ways to make money. If there's alternative ways to make money and Udemy gets listed, it might be slightly better. But if it's not, then, well, it's really not that good. It's really not that good when a big e-learning company goes under, right? This happened to the game industry, years ago, where some studios were starting to close, and, that's not good when studios close, right? And to that effect, if my company ever gets closed down, that's also not good, because you want the smaller companies to go and be able to thrive. And Udemy doesn't let you do that, which is, I guess, part of the issue. But again, if Udemy gets delisted, it's really not that good. Months ago, I talked about how Team Treehouse had to fire a bunch of employees, and like the CEO moved to Connecticut or something, something like that. And that's not good for the e-learning industry. You want Team Treehouse to do just as well here, right? Because if these studios are not working, then that's not good for the whole entire industry, right? So again, I really don't want Udemy to get delisted, and I don't think it's going to happen, but it could happen, right? Especially if they don't kind of change up their business model to be something a little bit more profitable, which I've always said. And all you have to do is make the marketplace more scalable for companies like me to make $10 million on it a year, right? And that would be a good start, right? And so for the most part, the day down trend is still there. The hourly trend has been broken. And markets are not having a good day today, really. I haven't even taken a look at Bitcoin here. And just as a side, I do kind of look at Bitcoin similar to the S&P, right? So, if I just take a look at like the S&P here, right? Like, I think I already have that tab open. But, if the S&P's down and Bitcoin's kind of like, crypto's kind of a new space, but like if crypto, that's down too. Yeah, I'm kind of looking at them the same. I would not be surprised, and this is off topic here, but I wouldn't be surprised if the S&P and Bitcoin will be correlated in the future, right? There's a whole group of investors that just plow money into the S&P, and I could see the same type of investor just plow money into Bitcoin. I kind of do that too. I haven't sold any of my Bitcoin, even though I know this can probably go down to 10,000. But I have sold some of my altcoins here, right? And you can see that well. The altcoins not doing well, right? Not doing well at all. So that's something that you need to understand as well. Bitcoin might be kind of like the S&P of crypto, but that's again off topic. And maybe I should do a whole other video about that. Also, I did a video on the Pine phone, and it actually got quite a bit more views than my normal views get. And so if you like this kind of stuff where I talk about like physical technology products, let me know, because I can do more of those kind of videos here. I found that this Pine phone was actually pretty good of a concept, and we might actually see more of this here, especially if we go into a recession, by the way, just because people will be very price sensitive, probably won't want to be buying, basically they don't want to be buying premium products here, and so that might not be good for Apple here. But the last thing is that if you want to pledge for this Kickstarter, it would really help me out. It really helps out the channel when you pledge for this Kickstarter here. Now, this is a bundle within bundles here. You can learn web development, app development, that's Android and iOS. You can learn machine learning with Python, with a whole bunch of different libraries, blockchain, game development with the Unreal Engine, and interview prep. This is the #1 bundle that you need to have in 2022. Coding is not going to be a job that gets kind of axed, because with coding, you need to have your websites up and running. It's just like any kind of part of your business. You need your websites, you need everything up and running, and coding is fairly recession proof. In the last big recession, the great financial crisis, a lot of the tech companies was kind of insulated from a lot of the calamity. But so if you want to learn to code, this is the #1 bundle for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.